I'm back here for the very first time with the test, which I completely forgot to install before this recording, so there it goes now. Oh my god, it's so slow. It is May 16th, 2024. As it stands, I'm still in recovery from my wisdom teeth. You can see a little bit of bruising here, especially if I turn my cheek. But I'm doing alright, it's going quite well. I almost have full range of movement over my face. There are still a few reaches that I can't quite open it far enough, because then I'm like I can start feeling things tug, and it's like, oh no, my stitches. But for the most part, I'm no longer like I was in the last few episodes that went up on the channel. Doing quite well, so we're likely to return. I'm currently have it slated to return to our normal schedule of games on May 27th, but of course delays can happen. The life is weird, who knows. Anyway, the test 1 and 2 were recommended to me as games to play while I'm in recovery here and I'm away from my normal setup of games. On Steam, I found they had a whole collection, so I purchased the bundle, which was the Test 2, Hypothesis Rising, the Test 3, Final Revelation, the Test Secrets of the Soul, the Test Secrets of the Soul 2, and the Testing Chamber. It is only my intention over the next few days to play the Test 2, Hypothesis Rising, and the Test 3, Final Revelation, but the whole bundle was there and it was like $10, so why not? I don't know much about this game. Dearly beloved channel frequenter Green River recommended it to me, so I figured I'd trust Green River. Green River would never lead me astray, except for in certain Ace Attorney episodes. So this ought to be fun. So what I was told about it was that it's like a vaguely psych horror kind of thing. They ask you a bunch of perhaps invasive and personal questions, some of which I was told I may want to not show for the camera, but I took a vow of integrity when I became a YouTuber that I would not cut out a single bit of— No, I can't promise anything. If it's really personal, I'll skip it. We'll have to see what the questions are. And the only other thing two things I know about it, I think I know about it, are that Markiplier played it at some point, and I believe it is built on RPG Maker VX Ace, and if the latter is true, well, if either are true, then that's great, because I love Markiplier, and I love RPG Maker VX Ace. They have good taste, if they made the game in that engine. I was a little bit obsessed for a time, actually. So the test 1 has installed. I'm just gonna wait for the third one to install. It's almost there, and I don't want it to go while we're playing this one. There we go. Launch! By the way, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure it was built in RPG Maker VX Ace. I was just imagining that from the screenshots. Now this kind of looks like it, though. Full screen! Yay! Always dash, command, remember. Is there gonna be a lot of moving around? Ooh, spooky. I don't know, but let's get on into it. They're supposed to be about 40 minutes long-ish, each of them, I think was my impression. Oh, I'm so cute, look at me. I have, like, an archaeologist helmet or something, which is also a wizard's hat with a plague doctor mask on it. I don't know what's going on with me, but I'm cool. Now, in order to begin, this is the most important part of this entire experience. You will be asked a series of questions, and you must answer them honestly. I thought the whole thing was answering questions. Ah, yes, I see the psych horror is a little less psych than I was imagining. This all looks pretty real. Is that a crying doll on the bed? Or is that a person who's very dead? My little continue cursor is like the skull of Satan. I do appreciate that someone wrote help across like the corner of that table. Oh my god, we only have half a book there. I'm already terrified. What happened to the other half of the book? Alright, let's get personal and embarrass me. You will be asked a series of questions and you must answer them honestly. Now when I say answer them honestly, I don't mean answer them how you'd like to answer them with truth, even if that's hard to face. You don't know, maybe I'm good at lying. We all want to be good people. We rarely want to admit our faults, grievances, or mistakes. But you must decide what you truly want. Do you want this to work properly? Do you want the truth about yourself, your destiny in this world? Or would you rather live a lie just to hide from yourself? I could go for that last one. Does any of this have to do with the truth of my destiny? Because I could do with my destiny be filled with less bleeding teddy bears. The process is very simple in theory. Just answer a long series of questions. What's difficult is self-analyzing your own psyche to evaluate the truths in your own mind and life so that you can predict your future. I'm nervous already. You're about to all find out I'm a horrible, horrible person. One of the questions is going to be like, if you saw the cutest caterpillar in your life on a leaf, but that leaf was falling towards the switch that would kill your whole family, would you bat away the leaf and kill the caterpillar? Or would you let your family die when the leaf hit the button? And then you will all see that I have no idea how to answer that question. You see, as long as you're honest with these questions and answers, you'll be able to see your own future here. This will tell you things you already know, but don't necessarily know that you know. Maybe this isn't VX Ace, maybe it's a different RPG Maker. As long as the answers you provide to the questions asked are 100% honest and true, this process will simply unlock a part of your mind that you do not have natural access to. I didn't know RPG Maker could do that. This isn't psychic. This isn't a personality test. This is simply nature. This is you. This is your own mind. This is simply nature taking its course. This is the human brain at work unlocking hidden truths within itself. Alright, I'm thoroughly unsettled. If there are any jump scares in this, I'll scream really loud, and then my stitches will all come out, and then the blood will just be pouring down my face, and then it'll be living a horror game. Then the horror will be brought right to you. It doesn't seem like a jump scare kind of game, though, so far. While attempting to answer many of these questions, you'll often wonder things like, well, this answer depends on the circumstances. Create your own circumstances in your mind and answer the questions with a simple yes or no as you see fit. You may not understand nor realize it, but your mind will develop the situation required to answer your question the way it needs to be answered. I'm already ready to be saying, well, this is circumstantial. I invite you to grab a drink of water. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the experience. But if I do that, it'll be hard to hear me through the microphone. But that's what they said to do. We are about to begin with a series of questions, and provided that you're a willing participant, we'll be unlocking some substantial information today. Here we go! What's with all the blood? This doesn't seem like an optimal testing scenario, whatever. Do you believe that everyone should always be treated fairly? That's a pretty easy one. Do you believe everyone should always be treated equally? No, that's not what fairly means. Have you ever invented anything? Yes, but I wasn't the first to invent it, I suppose. I probably thought I was pretty clever when I put peanut butter on a pretzel stick as a kid and fished it into a bowl of goldfish to say I was fishing for goldfish, but I doubt I was the first to do it. Do you believe that you are worthy of someone's time investment? I have issues with self-esteem. Would you consider yourself to be open-minded? I consider open-mindedness to be a good trait, so this is arrogant of me to say so, but I guess I do. To ask for the honest truth, that's how I feel. Would you say that you sometimes have trust issues? Trust issues? If anything, I usually go the other way. I'm too trusting. Would you be alright with living alone forever? Probably. Do you always give someone the benefit of the doubt? Do I always give someone the benefit of the doubt? I don't always do anything. Do you dislike the sound of your own voice? Yeah. I've gotten more used to it over the years. I had to listen to a lot doing this, but... Do you like the color blue more than the color black? Ha! Take that, all you non-believers. First of all, completely unrelated to this test, for all you truly faithless individuals who say that blueberries are the only fruit named after a color, you poor, sweet, deluded baboons. Blackberries. Oh, but black isn't a color, it's a shade. Ha! That's where you're wrong, because there is no color black, because we can't see black unless there's absolute darkness. So if I say, these headphones, this part of them is black, I'm not actually talking about the color, the absence of color, i.e. the shade black. I'm talking about a color that is so dark that I don't care about what actually is, i.e. black. Therefore, when we say black, we do mean the color of something very, very dark. Blackberries are named after that. Blackberries are named after a color. Do I like the color blue more than I like the color black? Sure, yeah. Light blue is a very nice color. If you found money on the street and knew who it belonged to, would you give it back to them? Oh, well, again, it's circumstances here. Unless it was like a hardened criminal, I'd certainly try. I've given back a few credit cards and wallets I found. Are you sure you want the answers you seek? No. Are you afraid of spiders? Yeah, a little bit. I'm not phobic, but they creep me out. I mean, evidence from a recent 3 Houses playthrough where I caught one. So it wasn't total waste. Holy shit! There's a spider. Because it crawled down right in front of my face here on the shelf. The shelf right here, basically where the camera is. There was one crawl around the corner. And I was like, ugh! If you knew you would emerge unscathed, would you jump into molten lava? Just like for the thrill of the experience of it? I mean, I've done so in many times in video games just because I knew I'd be fine in real life, so I guess the answer is yes. I don't actually know. I don't know, I think maybe I'm too risk averse for that. Assuming it were real life, probably no. Because at least my tatters wouldn't emerge unscathed. Would you consider yourself to be fat? I would. Would you say that you have lots of charisma? No. Have you ever wished you could be temporarily frozen? Yes. I can't remember why, but I know in my gut the answer to that question is yes. Oh, well, right. Just so I could skip over like I don't know, an exam or something I didn't want to do. Just like, what if I was just frozen in time here? Everyone would be too whacked out by the fact that I'm like an anomaly of space-time to continue insisting that I take my examination. So absolutely have. This is all very interesting. Did you realize that the last letter of the 5 previous questions when put together spell the name Satan? Do you think I realized that? Does that make you uncomfortable? Not really. You could have done that in any question, really. Are you good at finding hidden puzzles or clues? Not at all. Are you now wondering what other hidden messages are placed with these questions? Not a lick. Have you been entirely honest with your answers thus far? Probably not. Are you afraid of the consequences for answering questions dishonestly? Not really. Were you worried that there could be potential consequences for answering dishonestly? I guess. In some minor short-term way by this quiz. Are you wondering how these questions began to take a strange turn? No, this is sort of what I expected from the get-go, actually. Would you consider yourself captivated? I'm pretty enthralled, yeah. Very interesting. I love how I'm just standing here, this like very broken altar answering these. Would you consider yourself to be brave? No, I get scared very easily. Do you view yourself as someone with above average intelligence? I'm subscribed to the theory of multiple intelligences, so this is a hard one to answer. I think I have my moments, if I'm answering honestly here, but on the general, there are a lot of things that are very common sense that I miss, so I guess not. Have you been looking for hidden messages in these questions? No, I've been trying to avoid it. Are you wondering which hidden messages you may have missed? Well, now that you asked, have you begun to wonder how long this test will take or how many questions exist in this session? Well, I already knew it was about 40 minutes, so nah, it'll take as long as it takes. Would you consider yourself to be a patient person? Generally. Do most humans annoy you? No. Do you prefer animals to people? No, a lot of animals are pretty self-absorbed. I like animals and humans both. Do you believe in magic? In a young girl's heart. I believe in the magic of love. I don't believe in the supernatural, but I believe that magic is a humanly generated concept and therefore exists only in human perception. So if something as straightforward as love is magical to you, then sure, I believe in magic. Do you believe in God or the existence of some form of higher power? I personally do not. Do you fear death? A normal amount. Are you attracted to someone whom you're not currently in a relationship with? Yeah? Are you kidding? Did you answer that last question with 100% honesty? Yeah? Do you know how many fictional characters I'm in love with? And, you know, the odds of celebrity? Am I alone? No, I've got you with me. If I told you with utmost certainty that there's someone watching you, would you believe me? I mean, there's probably some bug in this room who's hearing all this weird vibration and going on. That's unusual. I should look in the direction of that, and I suppose you're watching me. The only one who could call me out on that being wrong would be someone watching this video. So yes, I'm being watched. I 100% believe that. Have you wondered who I am? The designer of the game? Writing stuff, I guess. No. Have you had shivers at any point during the session? Not yet. It's pretty warm in this room, though. Do you feel like you're being watched? Yeah, I'm being watched. Have you considered quitting the session early? Yeah, a little, to be honest. Early on, I was like, oh, this is creepy. Do you drink water every day? Have I drunk water every day of my life thus far? Maybe not. Do I drink water every day? Yeah, these days. Drink some right now. Good, proven. Do you eat at least once per day every day? There have been some times in the recent... Well, actually, a few days ago, when I was on my wisdom teeth out, I didn't eat anything because I couldn't stomach any more bloody ice cream. And certainly when I was in university, there were some days where I forwent eating to study because I have no work-life balance. Do you realize that there's a high probability that you missed a plethora of hidden messages thus far? Yeah, I'm counting on it. I'm trying to avoid them with all my mental strength. Are you wondering what they are? Yeah, like passingly. Would it bother you to never know without finding them yourself? Never know without finding them yourself. Wait, what? Would it bother you to never know and never find them out without finding them yourself? If I never knew, it wouldn't matter how I didn't find it. I assume they mean, would it bother you to never know unless you looked it up? And no, it wouldn't, because hidden messages are pretty, subjective. Is your favorite number 7? It is! That's so weird. Well, 3 and 7 are both tied for my favorite numbers. That is unusual. I guess that's just the most common favorite number. Life is short, but it's the longest thing we'll ever do. Do you agree? No. You can leave a legacy longer than you can be alive. Oranges cannot be compared to apples. Do you agree? There are many ways you can compare them. They're both food. Venus is sometimes referred to as the morning star. Did you know that? I didn't. Everyone deserves a second chance. Do you agree? Yeah, when you get into like 3rd and 4th. Beyond everyone deserves... Well, I guess this is a bit of a semantics kind of question. Does everyone deserve a second chance? I don't know necessarily about that. Is it most logical to give everyone a second chance? Yeah, because even if someone is someone we consider reprehensible, like a serial killer, if there's a chance they can be turned into a useful, functioning member of society who does not kill people, then we have one more person who can live and potentially do good, even if it's not accepted because everyone hates them. And that's something that they have to square with. At that point, it's their problem. But if the answer is yes or no, then I would say yes. You can do anything you put your mind to. Do you agree? Oh, no, absolutely not. I'll never be as good at drawing or composing or animating or anything as I'd like to be. I certainly couldn't fly with my arms if I put my mind to it. Barring, like a wingsuit or whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't agree with the statement anyway. Obedience is more important than freedom. Do you agree? No? Hey, look, we don't have that kind of relationship. Underwater adventures sound like a fun time. Do you agree? No! Did you realize that the first letters of the previous 8 questions spelled the phrase, I love you? No, but that's very sweet. Do you wish to be loved? Yeah. Have you ever felt hated? Yeah. Do you have any addictions? Addictions? I got a pretty ravenous sweet tooth, but never smoked. Never done the weeds or the crack or the shrooms or the any such thing. Addictions. I guess well, going by the psych definition of an addiction, it's a disorder, and a disorder is when it impacts your life greatly day to day. And I got a fondness for sweets, but I'm able to hold that down when necessary for my health and whatnot, so I guess not really. Do you dislike the color pink? No, I don't. It's all over my channel. Does the color gray seem depressing? Not always. Depends on the context. Do you enjoy loud music? I hope you don't play any for me right now and scare me, but yeah, if it's good music, it's good with a thumping beat, I don't mind playing it loud. Do you like to dance? I guess so. I'm not really good at it. Would you consider yourself normal? Not really. Do you love your parents? I do. Have you ever been lied to? I have. Do you get angry often? Alright, don't use the channel as evidence, but I would say I don't consider myself to anyway. Do I hold grudges? Yeah, I don't usually act on them, but I remember stuff and get angry about stuff now and again. Usually I'm lying in bed and I'll remember something from 10 years ago and I'll be like, I can't believe they said that to me. But that's just how memory works. Have you ever forgiven someone? Yes. Have you ever done something that you knew you shouldn't have done but still did it anyway? Many times. Have you ever lied? For sure. Have you ever cheated on a test? A test, I assume they don't mean a test like this, they mean like an academic test. Have I ever cheated? I'm pretty good at two-shoes when it comes to that sort of thing. I probably technically cheated during lockdown. They were like, because we were doing tests online and they'd never done it before, they were very loose with like they were like, you can look at the course notes, but you can't look at this particular slide, and they always give it, like, we're really inspecific about it. So there's a decent chance that I accidentally cheated on one of those by using one of the slides they said not to use. Oh, no, actually, I can confirm I cheated in high school. Sort of, on one. It was a French comprehension test, or, speaking test, not comprehension. And, you had to present, it was just like you did a little research presentation on, some country. They gave you a random country in the world, they were like, look up some stuff about it, present it in French. And they were like, whatever you do, don't memorize it. Just speak from the heart and, like, come up with it on the fly, because that's how you're gonna best learn to speak French. I'm very bad at speaking French. I don't even know why. I was in, like, a grade 11 pre-AP class. It was a horrible idea. I ended up with, like, an 85, and I have no idea how. Well, this is part of how. Because I was also in acting classes at the time, and acting quite, well, I say prolifically. I mean, I was doing a lot of that sort of thing, and YouTube at the time. Was that when I was doing YouTube a lot? Anyway, doesn't matter. Point is, I knew very much how to make it look like I hadn't memorized it when in fact I had. So I guess I cheated on that. Technically, I still spoke the French, but I just I memorized it, but out of you to make it seem like I was coming up with it on the fly. I wasn't. So yeah, I cheated. You won't cheat this test. I mean, I guess. Do you think flowers are more beautiful than trees? I thought you said I had to, like, I had to answer 100% honestly, or it wouldn't work. Wouldn't that be cheating? Do you think flowers are more beautiful than trees? Ooh. I've never thought about it. I guess so. No, well, I mean, there are some pretty trees. I do like a nice, sparse birch tree. Have you ever seen those photographs of birch tree forests where they're all just like, they're just thin birch trees go on forever? It's kind of terrifying, but so beautiful. So no, I don't know. They both have beauty in their own ways. Have you ever wanted to be an animal instead of a person? Many times. It's the amount of times I've been in school and I was like, oh, I wish I was just a bird and I could just take off out that window. Although I guess if I was a bird, I would probably fly into the window and die. Do you believe you have psychic powers? No. Fire! Have you ever seen a ghost in dreams and video games and stuff? Yeah. Do you dream often? Yeah. Do you have nightmares often? Yeah. Do you suffer from anxiety attacks? I don't know the difference between anxiety attacks and panic attacks. I have had 2 of one of them in university. Do I suffer makes it sound like it's an ongoing thing, though, and I guess I can't say that. I think they were brought on by university and probably are not likely to happen very much in the future without university. Now that I'm out of there, got my degree over here and everything. So do I know? And I think it was a panic attack that I had, but I'm very bad on the difference. Do you suffer from depression? I have done. Some recently. I'm in a right place now, but yeah, it comes and goes. Do I exercise often and stay active? I do not. Is there a particular type of food that I despise? I don't love smoked salmon, but I wouldn't say I despise it. I've had some meatloaves that I didn't care for. I'm not a big fan of certain yogurts. I despise is pretty... I don't know if there's anything like I'd refuse... Well... I mean, I've never refused to eat cilantro, but I do have that cilantro soap gene, so-called. Is it just me, or does the cursor sound really sound like you're, like, cocking a gun or something? Despise just feels like such a strong word. I would say no. Would I consider myself emotionally wounded? I guess not. As humans go, I'm pretty lucky in just most facets of life. I have not lived a hard life, I wouldn't say, so no. Have I ever felt betrayed? Sure. I felt betrayed by Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door last night when I was trying to get some footage of what happens if you're at max badges, because I wasn't sure if it would make give you a chance to throw one away to make room for another one, because that's going to come up in our randomizer most likely. And I tried, because the only place I could think to spend, so I gave myself an infinite money code. And the only place I could think to spend infinite money to get infinite badges would be at the Pianta Parlor, but you can't unlock that right at the beginning of the game. So I was like, okay, I'll use the randomizer code to get me into the Pianta Parlor and save around that, or save a room away from there, so I can load it up the game again with the randomizer turned off and with the infinite money code and walk into the Pianta Parlor. But the money code stops working if it's on a save file where you've used the randomizer for some reason. I tried everything to get to max badges so I could see what happens, that I would know for the future episodes of the randomizer. This is completely off topic, but I felt very betrayed then. Do you ever feel lost in life? Sure I do. Would you consider yourself a natural leader? Absolutely not. I am a sheeple to the end. If you could push a button and destroy the world, would you press it? Probably not. The world has some things I like in it. Do you sometimes dream of being a hero? Yeah. Have you ever been bullied? Yeah. Have you ever been bullied someone else? Probably without realizing when I was a youngin'. Actually, perhaps more accurately, there are some things I look back on from when I was in grade 1 or whatever, where I'm like, man, that wasn't the nicest thing to say. Mostly I was pretty sweet as a child, from my memory and from videos and stuff I've seen, but you don't know things as a kid. You say things without realizing they are bad. Would you consider yourself to be a dreamer? Yes. I have my head in the clouds as often as on the ground. You don't often have your head on the ground. Anyway, do you sometimes hurt people's feelings unintentionally? Probably. I laugh only because I'm uncomfortable. I don't always have the sharpest interpersonal sense, so if I'm hurt any of your feelings in this video already, I'm very sorry. Do you find space fascinating? Yeah, I guess. Would you consider yourself to be an artist? No, I would not. Would you consider yourself to be a good friend? Again, I have my moments. Again, this is like the open-mindedness thing where it's like, I consider that being a good friend to be a good quality, a desirable trait. So to say I have it feels arrogant. Would you consider yourself to be flawed? You bet I would. Have you ever fantasized about being a supervillain or performing a heinous or egregious crime? Nah. Usually the superhero thing is more the fantasy, if anything. Do I believe in perfection? I believe that imperfection breeds perfection, in one way or another. In the eye of the beholder, if nothing else. Have you ever stolen from someone? Have you ever stolen from someone? Stolen. I pirated a game once or twice. So yeah, probably. Would you ever kill someone under any circumstances? I've thought about this before. Not for a long time, but if ever I was conscripted or something awful like that, and it was literally go kill someone or we'll kill you. I think I would. It's hard to say what we would do if our life was threatened. I would certainly not like to. If it came to that, I might try, but I do not think I would get very far. I think if actually faced with the choice, I don't think I'd be able to handle that. So it's not would you intend, would you try to go through it? It's would you be able to? And I don't think I actually could. I think I would just seize up and become jelly if put in the actual seconds before committing the act. I don't think I could. If you had one day to live, would you tell anyone? I guess it depends, is it because I'm ill with an illness that is known, or is it because of magic? Because if magic in the the PK Fire sense exists, then I don't want to. I guess it'd probably be best that everyone know that. I should tell everyone, observe me. I'm gonna put this on camera because I'm about to die, so that you can realize that magic is real, because you can take my blood and everything and know that there's nothing. I don't have any diseases. If it's are you diseased? Then maybe it's better that I not. I don't know. That's tough, actually, because it's you don't want your last moments to be spent with everyone weeping and being like, oh no, you're gonna die, all these things I have to say to you, and it's you want to spend your last moments being real, you know what I mean? I guess it's kind of a dick move, because then it'll be sprung on people very suddenly, but I think I wouldn't. I think I'd rather just spend that day giving as many people compliments as possible. Maybe writing my will, just doing my best to leave a good impression before I kick the bucket. Gentlemen, this is a bucket. Dear God, there's more. No, it contains a bucket. Sorry. Yeah, no, I guess not. I need to think about it on the time I get the time, I guess. Have I ever told my darkest secrets to someone? No. Do you trust me even though you know nothing about me? I trust you an average amount. Do I know who you are? Nah, I didn't even look at the credits to see who wrote this. Well, I know who you are. Oh, do you? If I appeared behind you right now, would you scream? You bet I would. If I told you that I've been behind you this entire time, would that scare you? No, because I don't believe you. I've got the camera viewfinder showing me what's behind me. Of course not. That would be silly now, wouldn't it? Is it just me, or did the ambience get like a little extra something added to it then? Would you consider it's actually a bit like the Watson Scott test that I played earlier on the channel, although I hope less jump scary. Would you consider yourself to be empathetic? Yeah. Again, I have my moments. I'm very inconsistent with my emotional intelligence, and most intelligences. Would you consider yourself to be romantic? I wouldn't say I'm like good at romance, but I aspire to romance. Have I ever been in a physical fight? Sure I have. I've got 3 brothers, are you kidding me? Am I prone to headaches or migraines? A lot of headaches in university, but again, I think that's university, so I wouldn't say generally. Do I look at the ground when I walk? Yeah, quite a bit. Am I attracted to the opposite sex? Sure. Would I ever shave my head? Sure. Am I attracted to muscular bodies? Sure. Do I ever dance when no one is looking? Yeah. Do I trust my best friend entirely? I'm not sure I have a best friend at the moment. I've got a few good friends, but I don't know, I don't have many people that I know so well at the moment that I would like be sure I could trust with them with anything. But then I'm not sure I trust anyone with anything entirely. There are plenty of things that I think certain people aren't capable of. So I guess no. Do I remember my childhood extremely well? I wouldn't say extremely, but there are some moments that are pretty clear. Would I rob a bank if I could get away with it? Probably. Well, a bank. The government reimburses that, I guess. That's pretty victimless, and then I could spend the money on something good. Although, I'm not a finance guru, so I guess it would suddenly be weird if I had all that money piled up. You know, probably not. And I guess the implication of robbing a bank, well, I guess today it's all digital, but I was wondering, like, would you be, like, harming people or scaring people in that event? Yeah, probably maybe better not. Do you ever dream about running from a killer? Yeah. Actually, last night. She was a pretty cute killer, though, so I couldn't have been too upset. Do I ever dream about falling off a cliff? Yeah. Do I ever dream about being naked in public? It's probably happened, but I wouldn't say it's as regular as falling off cliffs and being chased by killers. Do I enjoy scary movies or books? You bet I do. Do I enjoy comedic television shows or movies? Sure. Do I like being the center of attention? I know this seems weird to say when I've got a YouTube channel, but no. What I like about YouTube is that it feels like we get to share the experience. It doesn't feel like I'm the only one going through it. Do I feel like something is always watching me? Not always. Have I ever wondered what it would be like to go to space? Yeah. I don't think I'd ever do it given the choice, but have you ever had an out-of-body experience? I don't think so. I've spoken to friends who have had an experience which, as I understand it, is most akin to something like this, and it's not like anything I've ever experienced. Have I ever punched a nun? No. Do I like dogs better than cats? Not really. They're both lovely. Do I prefer to read more than I prefer to watch movies? I would say no. I don't do either terribly often, but am I still wondering why I asked you if I've ever punched a nun? Yeah. What the hell? Do I get starstruck easily? Sure. I've met a few celebs and stuff in my time, and I usually get pretty tongue-tied. Do I hate going to big parties and social gatherings? I hate's pretty strong. The last few I've gone to, I usually ended up carrying someone who was very drunk back inside the house from the street, and just the pressure of that's a bit intense. Granted, the last time I went to a big party was high school, so I guess these days I'd probably have to worry a bit less about that, but if I went to such a party. But do I hate it? No, it's very much like a time and place thing for me. Certainly not every week could I do that. Although I was for a time in high school going to such parties every week. It's a lot of noise and a lot of social situations and people being drunk and endangering themselves and freaking me out. I don't hate it, but it's not my scene generally. Is my favorite part of my birthday receiving presents? No. Seriously though, have you ever punched none? Like really? Just bam, right in the face. None punch. No, I've not. Did I laugh? You bet I did. Did you say what the fuck in your head or even aloud? I didn't. Because I was too busy considering how funny that was in terms of writing. Am I now eager to somehow get the opportunity to punch a nun sometime soon? Not really. If there's a hell, do you think you're going to it? Yeah. Do I enjoy fantasy fiction games? Yeah. Do I masturbate frequently? Nah. Am I wondering what constitutes frequently? Yeah. Am I more than slightly uncomfortable right now? Yes. Is your mouth dry? Nope. Not really. It's pretty wet. Does profanity make you uncomfortable? Nah. I don't mind swearing so much. People mind when I do it. I don't mind when other people do it, though. Do I believe in legendary beasts such as the Loch Ness Monster or Bigfoot? Well, those are two slightly more grounded examples. The Loch Ness Monster was pretty reliably confirmed to be a hoax. Bigfoot, the original sighting, I think, like the photo of the person doing this, was I think, confirmed to be a hoax. Do I believe that there are large animals out there we haven't met yet? I guess, but those particular ones? No. Am I poor with money management? Nah, average. I can avoid impulse spending when I need to, but I don't always choose to. Choose one of these numbers that you feel resonates with you most in this moment. 1, 7, 11, 13, 21, 69, 7! Choose one of these colors that you feel resonates with most of you in the moment. Blue, green, red, purple, gray, black. I'm feeling a bit of gray. I've just been thinking about gray since they mentioned it, and also there's a lot of gray in this room. Here's one of these words that you feel resonates with you in this very moment. Wicked, sick, plagued, wretched, toxic, vile. I kind of like plagued. I've got a plague doctor mask on anyway. Choose one of these words that you feel resonates with you. Blessed, glorious, divine, angelic, heavenly, celestial is a cool word. Choose one of these words. Luck, skill, strength, agility, intellect, charm. These are all like RPG stats. Luck. I'm feeling a bit of luck right now. Do I enjoy solving mathematical puzzles? Nah, I used to. Do I speak more than one language fluently? No. Je peux parler mais un petit peu de français, mais je ne suis pas bon à cette langue. Oh, cette langue. Je crains. I think that means I suck. Have you ever visited a country other than your own? A few. Do you enjoy coffee? I've never actually. This is gonna surprise me, but I've never drank coffee in my life. That's untrue. I drank coffee one time in my life, and it was like pure black coffee when I was very sick to induce vomiting. Like I think we poured some salt into it or something. But I've never had coffee really. I didn't hold that coffee down. So no, I've never had coffee. So I can't say I enjoy it. Do I believe in demons? Not really. Do I believe in angels? Not really. Am I afraid of sharks? Oh yeah, they're like my biggest fear. Do I prefer baths over showers? No, I haven't had a bath in a long time. I'm mostly used to showers now. Does the smell of perfume or cologne give you headaches? Sure does. Did I see a shadow move in my room a few moments ago? I didn't. I was paying attention to the game, to be fair, but that's fortunate. Do you ever hear your name being called even when you know no one is calling it? Yeah, usually when I'm spacing out. But you hear all kinds of things when you're spacing out. Do things in your home often go missing and then reappear later? Often? Yeah, just because I'm absent-minded more than nothing. Do I ever hear footsteps around when you're alone? Pretty rarely. One time I did. Well, no, I wasn't technically alone then. I was the only one awake, but I wasn't alone. I was camping one time. This is one of the most scariest memories I have. I think it was maybe even a dream. I have no idea. I was camping out in the woods with one of my brothers and my father. Oh, and maybe some family friends? Or was that time? I can't actually remember what time it was now. I was quite young. And we were in, not bear country, but there could have been bears. And I was a little afraid of there being bears. We were taking the steps, hoisting our food up above the ground and stuff. It was an idyllic campsite. Oh, so gorgeous, on a stone right overlooking the lake. And when you woke up in the morning, it was like glass, the lake. It was gorgeous. Anyway, I have a very vivid memory of that place. I almost got mauled to death by a snapping turtle. But I woke up at night, something jolted me awake, and I didn't hear anything for a bit, so I was trying to get back to sleep. This music is perfect for telling a scary story. Just in the distance, to the point that I was pretty sure it was the wind, I just hear like a... Could like very much the sound of, could have been just a bush rustling against a tree, could have been some footsteps on country leaves. I hoped it was the former. I kept trying to drift off. A few minutes later, right outside the tent. The tent is here, my face is here, and just... like footsteps retreating away from the tent. And not like human sized. Not the sense I got from the sound that was happening. And then a few seconds later, right up to this other side of the thing. And being like 9 or however old I was like, I know, I'll scare whatever this is away. So I leaned up against the tent and I just went, hoping that would do something. And I didn't hear any more noise for the rest of the thing, which doesn't make sense if there was something standing right there. And I fell asleep, and we didn't get mauled to death by bears, so... Was it probably a dream? Probably. That's the last time I can remember hearing footsteps when I was alone, so... No, I don't often hear that. Felt it was appropriate to share that, since there's a spooky mood going on. Do I ever hear random knocking noises around you? Are they going to start playing some? That would be awesome. It's exactly what the Watson Scott test did. No, not often. Do I have to look at the same time on the clock every day? I don't think so. Usually when I look at the clock, it's a completely different time and it's not what I'm expecting. Have I ever felt my feet being grabbed at night while sleeping? Yes, that's... Oh, I hate that feeling. Do I have any pets? No. Is your favorite color green? Nope. Am I attracted to a family member? No. If I won the lottery, would I share the money with anyone? Sorry, I was just thinking about that last question. I was like, wait, should I have answered... What if I was attracted to one of my character's family members in one of the games we played? I don't think that counts. I'm very attracted to Luigi, you see. If you won the lottery, would you share the money with anyone? Yeah, it's all I would do with it. I don't want to spend that on... Well, no, not all. That's not true. I would get, use enough to get myself established and safe and all. And maybe store a bit for like a passion project or something. But I think I would mostly want to be giving that to charity because I don't want to hold on to that much money. If you could be the dictator of your own country, would you accept the role? I don't know anything about running a country. Are you mad? Do you ever wonder what it'd be like to be in prison? Yeah. Do you like fishing? I guess so. I don't do it often, because I don't need to, and because there's a chance you hurt the fish, and I don't really like doing that. Do I like hunting? Nah. Do I like camping? Funny you should mention. Do I like guns? No. Am I getting tired of answering questions? Yeah, a little bit. It's been 45 minutes. Would I consider yourself like kinky? You know I would. Eyes are the window to the soul. Do you agree? Sure. That's why I like anime so much, because they're big and shiny. Do I always keep my promises? I don't think anyone has kept every promise they've ever made. Would I ever completely trust someone who's lied to me? Like I said, I don't know that I trust anyone, because, like, I don't know necessarily what constitutes entirely trusting someone. To me, does that mean you think they always tell you the truth? Does that mean you think they would do anything you asked of them? Like, I don't know what that means, so I guess I can't say I would ever completely trust anyone, period. Am I an only child? No. Do I ever enjoy being drunk? Yeah. I've done it on the channel once or twice. I don't do it often. Do I like it? Because I do sometimes. Mostly I'm pretty good with restricting myself, but I don't know. I've had phases where if I've eaten a lot of candy in a short period of time, I've gotten hooked for like a week and had a problem. So I try not to go down the same path with alcohol. But I'm a reasonably heavyweight, so it's usually not much of a problem. Do I like tattoos? I mean, I don't mind them on other people. I don't think I'd ever get any myself. If I got one myself, it'd have to be like a small one behind the ear, and it'd have to be something pretty meaningful to me. Do I enjoy being high in any form? I guess not. I wouldn't know. I've inhaled plenty of secondhand smoke from high friends enough to know that that's irritating, but not ever been high on any such drug myself. Do I believe I have a soul? I guess not. My brain tells me that it's my brain using chemicals to determine my personality, and my personality is what I consider a soul most like. I use the phrase soul frequently to refer to like someone's like human presence and personality, but nah. Did I cry this week? This week? I think so. I feel like I was watching a clip from a movie that made me cry. Was it Lord of the Rings? I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure I cried this week. I can't remember what to. Am I upset with someone right now? Right now. I'm upset with certain people all the time, I guess. Is there someone I'm not being completely honest with daily? I mean, it's another thing of like, what does it mean to be completely honest? I wouldn't say I'm like doing much outright lying to people these days. Do I understand how this works yet? No. If I answer the questions twice, my truths may change. It's not just about answering the questions, it's about the time you spend answering them and the combination you answer them in. What? Oh, you just mean to say if I took the test again, I'd get a different result. I have such a cute little anime avatar. Unless that's not supposed to be me. Maybe that's the person asking me the questions, and I'm just looking at them from their roof. Anyway, I like the tonal dissonance between the adorable character here and then just the entirely bloody room. Sorry, it's so I guess they're saying that there is a timer going up every time I think about a question, and they're using that to determine certain things about me. Man, this is pretty lengthy. I wonder how many like results or endings there are. Because Watson's Scott test had a few, I think. I got my greatest fear is being beaten to death with a hammer. But I imagine that wasn't the only one. Anyway, it's about many different variables you'd never guess. Do you understand? I guess. Are you wondering if the end of the test is something assumed based on the previous question you just answered? Yes, actually. That was just what I was thinking. If I were to tell you that this entire process was planted here for you, specifically you, to learn something about yourself, and anyone else that bothers using this is just a byproduct of its intention, would you believe that? No, because Markiplier played it. Hey, it's not fair to time me on this question. I was taking a drink of water, which you told me to do. Am I afraid of being abandoned? I guess so. I don't think it's especially likely. Am I afraid of dying alone? Nah. Do I worry that one day I'll be unexpectedly murdered? I mean, that's a worrying thought. I don't frequently worry about it, I guess. Am I always on guard waiting to fend off an attack? No, I'm very, very disarmed kind of person. Do you feel like I know you yet? No. Have I heard any strange noises while answering these questions? No, but you keep asking if I have. Well, I mean, aside from the ambience, I guess. I think we have enough information about you. Whether you skipped questions, answered honestly or dishonestly, took loads of time to respond, or answered quickly without reading or understanding properly, I've been able to tell. I'm calculating your results. Ooh, I'm excited. I'm analyzing you very carefully. I'm judging you. Hey, well, that's mean. Based on what you told me, this is what I can conclude. This is all going to sound very blunt and direct, but listen up. You've got to start taking life a bit more seriously. How dare you? I hate to start off this all so glumly, but you need a swift kick in the ass. I'm just being real and honest with you right now. You've got so much potential, and you're not taking advantage of it. You can blame others around you, you can blame your circumstances, you can blame yourself, but no matter what, none of that matters at this point. You need to get going, and you need to get the ball rolling. Do you even realize that you could be a major star? Do you even realize how incredibly talented you are? You don't, do you? You don't even understand how much potential you hold within. Or maybe you do realize it and that's what you're afraid of. Maybe it's not. I like to imagine they're like pounding the desk and screaming this. Maybe it's not a fear of failure, but a fear of success. You're holding yourself back subconsciously. But you know what? Maybe you've already accomplished a lot. Maybe you feel like you've already done enough. But you and I both know you could go further if you really wanted to. You need to pull your head out of your ass and get your shit together, because this world needs you more than you could even imagine. You're going to do amazing things in life, but only if you decide to. I know this wasn't what you were expecting, and maybe it wasn't even what you wanted to hear, but enough time has been squandered. Seriously, you're an impressive specimen. You could do incredibly things. And not just one or two. You could do a lot of amazingly things if you really put your mind to it. It's absolutely imperative, however, that you stop looking for reasons not to get things done and you turn your brain off for a while. Stop thinking, just do it. Stop dreaming, just act. Get started immediately. Stop taking breaks, stop procrastinating, because here's the biggest truth. Your time is ticking away. Look, man! I had my wisdom teeth out. Cool it. It could still be a major success, even more so than what you've already managed to accomplish in life at your highest point, but your chances are further limited as the state of time hourglass falls. So get going! Doesn't matter what you've done. It matters what you've still got left to do. Yesterday don't mean shit, and today's the day we've got to face. I know this sounds really harsh, but I promise you it comes from a place of love and adoration, because I want you to be the best possible version of yourself and for you to go as far as you know that you can inside. Please, I urge you. Do not waste your potential and shoot for what you've always wanted to accomplish while you still have time to do so. You never know when your time will run out. Look, are you saying that unexpected murder thing is going to come back? Your secret word is chaos. Remember this word. This will come in handy. Neat! I wonder if that is actually a personalized response, or if that happens at the end of all of them. Take the secret word that was assigned to you at the end of your session and leave it in a comment for us. We'll be selecting some of you based on your races to be included. No thanks. I think this game is from some time ago. Don't be afraid. This is an opportunity for you to be part of history. This is a chance for you to be a part of something greater. Be sure to note your secret word in your comments. If you do not wish to be a part of an upcoming project. Yeah, I got it, okay? Don't worry, it's alright. We've already done this, I'm pretty sure. Thank you for taking the time to answer these questions. I know they've been of some help to you, and if they aren't yet, it will all make sense very soon. Trust me on that. You can buy the other games if you want. Thank you so much for your support. We appreciate you. There you go! Credits! So that was roughly like the experience I was expecting, but that was quite interesting and very creepy and fun and good. If it is that the answers are personalized, that is interesting, because that answer does resonate with me somewhat. I mean, I'm doing my best here to seek my dreams. That's what I'm doing right now, here on YouTube. Oh, that was very interesting indeed. I liked that quite a lot. I appreciated. It was actually quite similar to the Watson-Scott test, although I think I might have given this one the edge. You know, no shade to the Watson-Scott test, which I believe came out after this. If it did, then perhaps it took some inspiration from this, which would make some sense. But I like that the questions would, I think they were paced very well in the way they would go from stuff like, do you believe in angels, to just like really deep and gross and personal stuff like, are you attracted to a family member? They're paced really well to get that feeling of getting under your skin and like they're about to rip the truth right out of you, whether you like it or not. What does checkout mean? Oh no, that's just part of checkout or other games, I see. So yeah, absolutely, I'm going to be playing the second and third one sometime soon. I'll probably space it out. I'll go the test, Paper Mario, the test, Paper Mario, the test. There'll be some more tests coming at you sometime soon, but that was very, very creepy and interesting, and I'd be interested to hear what some of your secret words were and what some of you, the analyses they gave you were. Actually, hang on just 1 second. Nah, never mind. Sometimes in RPG Maker games, if depending on what files they've left around, you can actually open them with RPG Maker. So I was curious if I could open it and see and read some of the design and see how it worked. Never mind. That's all for now, though. Next week on the channel is going to be some more Paper Mario 1000 Year Door, randomized or permadeath. That's a mouthful. And next time on the test, more invasive questions, more embarrassing truths, more abrupt kicks in the ass. Thank you so very much for coming around to this video. Hopefully I'll see you around. Admiral's gonna be out of here now. Peace! Oh, he's got one defense. I didn't realize. He's really got an aerial maneuvers, but other than that, he's pretty meh. Fearlessness needs to lifelessness, you know? It's not a to the death match, though, is it? Oh my god! That scared me so bad, but I got the parry. I'm thinking Vivian is good, because sometimes he goes up on the ceiling. So I'll swap her in, have her fight, and next turn I'll use Mario for power lift.